Check.
You're not gonna be talking that close.
Check.
Yeah, just be like where you're gonna be talking.
Yeah,
and then
no,
check
no,
it.
just, yeah. We can take that.
Move a little closer.
Check.
Check one, check two. I feel like it's a little quiet. Or no, but then sometimes we get loud. Sometimes we get a little loud. It's because we're like this, and then we're like ha 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 ha, and then we just peaked it. Really.
No. Yeah, I guess like that.
There's a bunch of us. All right, what's going on, guys? Back at it again. Checkmat Podcast.
Podcast episode 6.
Five.
Does the Jits ones count or are they separate?
Yeah, they count. We only had one of those, I think. Yeah. Right now it's just me and Roger. Achilles on the phone. He'll hop in a second, hopefully. Hopefully that door doesn't intimidate him.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh,
there you go. Perfect timing.
Speak of the devil.
Podcast at 11, starts at 11:44.
11:44.
11:44 official start time.
I think it's episode 5. Yeah, episode 5. Episode 5, right? I think.
Episode 5.
Doesn't really matter.
6.
It's at least 5.
It's at least 5.
It's at least the 5th one.
It's at least 5 people have seen it.
Yeah, right.
One the same guy, the same person.
Actually, we have like a pretty decent amount of views. It's like 30 views for one. One of them has like 90. The first one has like 90 plays or something like that. And then since I put it on YouTube, there's more views obviously too.
90 plays on Spotify?
Yeah, so we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker.
what does that mean?
Yeah, those are just other podcasts.
Okay, those are podcasts? I thought I was going to talk about radio.
No, I don't know. They're like, like you can access your podcast through Spotify or through Google Podcasts or whatever. Those are other ones, Radio Public and Breaker and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, Roger's just nursing an injury right now still. Are you getting back?
It's better. I think it's better.
It's better. You just started coming back?
What's the injury?
Fucking Manny tore up my ass.
Oh man.
But without sexual innuendo intended. He kicked my leg a lot and then fucking had some tears in my butt.
Actually,
You know,
did you go to the doctor? And
yeah.
Like muscle tear. Like
Muscle tears, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in the lower back and in the butt. From like having my leg turn. You know when you get kicked and your leg turns over?
Yeah.
It was just that happened too many times in one
Or
sparring
maybe
round.
it just happened pretty violent.
Yeah,
Or like,
it was-
I also.
It was like
I'm
and then he
also
was kicking me
responsible.
too, yeah. Like 2 days later, I sparred with him.
gotta
And
pick up that leg, man. I
I
guess.
know.
I feel like when
pick it up or get out of the way.
Yeah, take it out of the way.
when you get kicked and then you turn and then it hits your butt.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like it might have been part of that too. Maybe I don't know.
It's possible.
And just getting turned over a lot.
I thought it was like my leg turning too much and all the muscle being pulled across.
Yeah, probably that
Too
more
long,
than
too
anything.
often. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're not, I feel because your stance is like that, it kind of leads the leg out because you have that tie
It does,
stance.
yeah.
So if you put your foot down and then you smoke the back of the knee, then your shit will turn over.
It turns over pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. But he's heavy too. He's like 65, 70 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah,
That's a big thing.
Forget that.
Yeah, it's-
when
yeah.
he's like chilling, he's pretty big.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
pretty heavy. He's like 195.
190.
Yeah. Tristan was like, go spar him. I was like, well, okay. I guess I'll spar
But then
him.
you're tall. I don't know what it is, but I don't think you're as light as you are. You know.
Both of us. Both
yeah,
of us.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're both 135, but we're.
Yeah. Actually, I'm lighter than you. I'm like 128.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know why.
That's
I
I
always
weighed
actually-
myself. I ate McDonald's yesterday, actually, and I weighed myself was 177.
And is that light or heavy for
Actually,
you?
that's like medium now for me. That's like where I should be, I guess.
Yeah.
177.
On like day to day.
Yeah, or maybe I could be like 175. 170, like 2 to 175 would be nice. Like perfect to just start cutting out of there. Really.
Easier to cut, right?
Yeah, but 177 is like a little bit salty, you know.
What's the most?
The most.
Weren't you like 190 once?
I was
in high school?
198.
Oh.
No, it was. I was
98?
I was 198.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I was 198. I wish I had pictures of it. I don't even have that many pictures of it. But it was like when I was really like, I think it was the summer I was working out with Shiv in his garage, and like every day it was just like lift.
Heavy.
No, but just bodybuilding. Like like one day you do chest, and work out like chest or whatever, back, or your shoulders would be sore from that day. The next day you'd come in and like just do shoulders.
Yeah.
And then like in the next day you'd do like I don't know chest again or something. So like I feel like my shoulders were always like stressed.
Wait,
so
did you say back at some point? You
Yeah,
go
the shoulders, chest,
Shoulders,
shoulders,
thighs,
chest.
bicep day.
a little bit of abs.
No, fuck, I hate doing biceps, but now I love doing biceps because I realize how much it translates into MMA, like fighting.
Yeah.
Like
Stronger.
you'd think doing bicep, like it's stupid, or even bodybuilders would be like, oh yeah, like fucking bicep curls or like power lifters, like compound
functional.
stuff. Yeah, functional
Yeah,
stuff.
functional.
But like when you choke someone out, or even you're grabbing a single leg, or you got like an over under, like you don't realize how much just like isolation that is.
Definitely helps, right?
Just your bicep?
Yeah, just your bicep. Like you just lock your bicep up and you step in, and if you have an underhook like that, like right high underhook and like it's all bicep, or even when
I was thinking even in the clinch. Like tight clinch,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta like
There's a lot
kind of like
yeah.
maybe
Other muscles?
yeah, like I could see like a strong grappler sitting there and just fucking training biceps. Actually,
Just doing curls
right?
Yeah.
all
Because
day.
imagine when he's choking you too, like he's squeezing your neck,
And his biceps
and
gonna
it's
get
just
in there and choke
bicep,
you.
right? It's just yeah, exactly.
I feel like if you know how to do the things,
Yeah.
then all the like weightlifting, all the other stuff can like accent to like help that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was saying is like the only reason why, or like if I started wrestling,
Yeah.
then I might lift more just to get the strength
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
you know?
That's
But
what
like
I
since
mean.
we only strike, I don't need it that way. I don't want to be
Exactly.
fast. I want to be like fast.
I
you
feel
know?
like this is gonna become the thing of this podcast, or for the next 5 minutes, few minutes. We're gonna talk about working out and training.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot
It's
of
a good topic, right?
Yeah, a lot of guys like,
It's
"Oh,
a lot
why
of
do you-"
controversial stuff. Like some guys think it's not.
Man, that's what
Yeah, like
I feel like, man, right? Because it's like you have to. People, when you do deadlifts, and some guys are like, oh, why are you doing that? Why it's just gonna slow you down? I'm like, do you really know what you're talking about? Like, have you ever had to wrestle someone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or like grab
People don't know
someone.
what they're talking about.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's for sure for striking. If you're only like doing boxing, sure, but like a boxer doesn't have to do deadlifts.
Yeah.
Like I could see.
Yeah.
Mayweather probably can't even deadlift like 2 plates.
Yeah.
I'd be you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'd be surprised.
Be
if he did.
surprised.
But yeah, like when we're talking about like fucking
MMA,
like
yeah.
when we're talking about UFC,
Yeah.
when you want to UFC someone,
UFC
Is it
someone.
for explosiveness or what is it for? What's it
Um,
for? Just for leg strength.
even just that press, just that squeeze, that like get under him and lift.
I just think about
Yeah, you can gotta pick him up and slam him sometimes.
like think about
Yeah.
wrestling. Wrestling's pretty much weightlifting, kind of. You know what I mean? Like you're
Person?
lifting someone.
You're just
Yeah.
moving.
You have to
weight.
like push someone, push, pull,
Yeah.
right? All those movements are very like muscle intensive. Like I don't know, have you ever like you've grappled here and
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah,
And you know,
definitely.
it's like really taxing on your muscles.
Yeah, just from holding the people down and trying to like change position or get position, you get
Right.
really tired.
Yeah.
And trying to stop him from getting, and you're like, no, stop,
Yeah.
stop, stop.
It's so
right?
funny because like I've grappled so much, but I realize you guys haven't actually grappled like
Nah,
maybe as much. You've
not
grappled more
nearly-
than Curt, but Curt is not nearly as much
Yeah.
even. Now he's
Yeah.
kicked and punched a lot. Like you've probably thrown a lot of punches and kicks this
Lots.
year.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, just
there's just a
little
lot of
bit.
punches. You've taken
Lots
a lot
of
of
striking.
punches.
Striking.
You've
Yeah.
taken a lot of kicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure, like weightlifting, like I said, like versus like 2 guys like equally skilled, 1 guy strong. That's why even like I like how hype D-Fran is about even like working out. He's like, oh, if you're a fighter, like you gotta do your things.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking do them. And like I'm like, yeah, he knows what he's talking about because like if you have 2 fighters, they're both 155 pounds at weigh-in, but one guy's 30% stronger.
Yeah.
Like what, like you know what I mean? What if you knew his numbers were just 30% stronger? He's pressing more.
If there was numbers, right?
Yeah, if there was numbers, right? If you could see those numbers before a fight,
Yeah.
like what was this guy deadlifting before the fight, shoulder pressing, how many pull-ups could he do, or like weighted pull-ups or whatever? You'd be like, damn, right? Like this guy's a huge strength advantage, and then if he's a good grappler, like
If he gets you, he's not
he
gonna
gets
go
you, man. I don't know. And I think even all that translates to like a strong press or like a strong pull. I mean, it just translates into like a fucking explosive punch. Like that's what I believe. You know what I mean? Unless you're training it.
It depends on how you lift it, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Because I think there's sometimes where I forgot, like, you know, there's the different muscle fibers
For
and all
sure,
that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
right? Because I think if, you know how we do, like, lightweight, when we're talking about the weights, when we, egg weights, like the
Yeah,
egg weights,
yeah.
for example, when we're boxing with egg weights, you don't want to go too heavy because it doesn't really make sense.
that
It's
your
kind of
muscle
like,
isn't moving the weight. Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of like the Goku thing where you want to wear enough weights that you can still move fast, but it's just, you know what I mean? You're still moving
still
fast,
weighted a bit.
but it's weighted.
Yeah.
So then when you take the weights off, you're just a little bit more faster because it's still working that muscle. Because if it's too heavy, I think you're working the wrong muscle fiber.
So when you see people standing in the
Right.
gym like fucking throwing punches at 15s, those guys are idiots.
I think 15 is too heavy. Yeah.
Oh, it's way too
You
heavy.
should be throwing
heavy.
Dude, that's way too heavy. Can you imagine throwing
Exactly.
across with a 15? That's
Yeah.
Like
crazy.
you're recruiting,
Drop your-
like you're starting to recruit muscles in a
the
different
wrong
way.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know what I mean. Whereas like, yeah, like if you think about throwing across like as quickly as you can, like it's weird because like if you think about like touching it like as quick as you could, like if you had a target and just like touch it with your two really quick, like don't even think about anything. Just think about like literally your touch with
Touch
you know what I
back.
mean. Like yeah, just touch.
It's like there's an exercise where the guy's skipping and you try to punch through the skipping rope,
Yeah.
right?
like
don't get hit
it's
by
not,
skipping
it's
rope,
not
right?
it's
Like,
not anywhere like holding a 15-pound weight and
No,
pushing
yeah.
it forward.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
But that's specific to striking.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? As you want to be faster striking, you want to use the explosive muscle
Yeah.
fibers, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're like grappling, it's a totally different. Then you can do like slower, I think.
Is that like isometric shit? Like where it kind of comes.
Yeah,
together?
kinda. Not always. It's still compound or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just the way you're lifting it may not be explosive.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
It's like slow. It's like that's
Yeah.
why like jiu-jitsu like lazy man sport. Like in a gi, you know, you're sitting back there and you fucking just grab the guy's lapel, and you've got crazy grip strength and crazy pull. You can just pull him down, right?
Hold him there
Yeah,
forever.
because and I swear I've seen it, or like I've done it to guys too who are like, because I'm just like that's one of my things that like I'm pretty strong, so when I'm in a gi, that's something I try to like manipulate. I'm not as crafty as the gi guys, but I just use my strength. So like if I grab guys lapel, like I found there's some guys when you grab it because it's so fucking thick, obviously, right? Like, and you just like imagine doing like a crazy lat pull.
Yeah.
Right? You just
Pull 'em down
pull
to
him
you.
down and squeeze
Yeah.
and hold. It's like, yo, these guys aren't going nowhere until he breaks your grip, obviously, or
Yeah.
or if he's stronger than you. And that's why I said like you feel that very much in grappling, where you're like, okay, this guy's stronger than me,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden there's a lot of things you can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Because he can stop you.
because he's just gonna stop you based off his strength. And that's what I was saying. Even like the tall like matchups in fighting in general. Like, I think that's another good topic too. It's like size like difference. Like a 135 guy fighting a 170 guy. It's like, oh, it's not fair. You can't really compare. But like you should be able to, because we're both still martial artists. It's
Okay.
like, right? You mean,
Well, it depends on what you're comparing. Like there's certain, like we talked about this, right? So if someone that's like heavier than me does like a hook and like pushes my head after, and he's heavier than me, like I
Like,
can't,
you're gonna go
I can't
down.
really judge myself for that because
Yeah.
it's like he weighs more, right?
Yeah.
But if he does like a fake jab and catches me, that it doesn't matter what weight you are. I got hit by a
Exactly.
fake jab. He
Yeah.
outplayed me like in just the game, right?
Well, he outplayed you with the things that are like I guess still like not even, but yeah, there's certain tools that
We
are
can
more
both
like,
do that
Yeah, you can
evenly.
both pull that
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you had like a 220-pound guy fighting a 135-pound guy, the wrestling you can tell is obviously not fair. The 135
Yeah.
could be better wrestler technically, but the 220 guy is
He's just so heavy. He's not
so heavy,
Yeah. The other guy
so
can't do
jacked, and
anything.
like you know what I mean. But I still like that being said though, like that's when kind of jiu-jitsu comes into play. Like I actually believe that like any fighter or martial artist, you should be able to deal with
someone.
that discrepancy based on like because you know it's okay. There's all of a sudden in this matchup and with this problem, it's like how Joey was saying, like every fight's like a problem, and like automatically when you get a big guy, maybe he has reach. You're like, okay, this thing, and this thing, those go out the window. Those things that I'm good at, even I can't do those things. They're way too risky in this specific matchup.
Well, I mean, in any fight, inevitably there will be differences. Like that's why the tail of the tape, right?
Yeah.
The reach advantage, the height advantage,
Yeah.
all that stuff, right? But I do think like there is something to like I like that mentality because there's something when I don't know, bring in League of Legends, but but any sport, right? Like the Ronaldinhos, the Ronaldos, the Messis, right? When you have that mentality of like, I want to win under any circumstance, I'm gonna win, right? Like say you're like down 0-3, the average player would be like, oh, our defense, something, whatever, like, oh, like our goalie should have saved that one, or like, oh, they just have a better player, or whatever. Like, there's the excuses, which they may be true, right? Maybe your defense just sucked that day, and that could be true, right? But Messi, Ronaldo, those guys, the players, they're not thinking that. They're like, I'm gonna fucking win. It's like I remember this Canucks game, long time ago, where we were down, whatever, like 0-2, and there's only like a minute left. And then Naslin is back when Naslin was on the team, right?
Shit.
Right off the
Face-off.
the face off, he just fucking went through everybody and then just scored, and we're like, okay, we're 1-2,
Yeah, we got
right? There's
one.
only like 20 seconds left. And then off the face off again, he did the same thing, and he scored, and we're tied. And I'm like, this is fucking
I think
crazy.
I remember that game you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I
remember
actually,
that
now
one.
that you're saying that,
that's
I'm like,
I remember
It's
that.
like, it's insane. Like, it's crazy. But it's because like that mentality is like he's not thinking about like, oh well, 30 seconds and like,
He's
oh,
like, I'm gonna
whatever.
do this.
Every
Yeah, it's like,
moment.
yeah, it's like
I
I'm
have
gonna
this,
win.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this.
Right? And I think so. The reason why I bring up League of Legends is that's like if this is just a fun reference, but it's a game where like you have to rely on your teammates in theory, right? So like it's very easy to be like, oh, this guy on my team just sucks. That's why we lost because he fed the other guy. The other guy has 20 kills, so he's way more jacked than us.
Yeah.
Right? So he fed him. So they're like, oh fuck this guy, right? And that's what like when our Sims like that, right? Sims like, yo, our top lane sucked, right? So like, oh, that's why we lost because this guy's just, and then you're just typing, right? But Mundu's not like that. Mundu's like, I'm gonna carry. Like you just have to pretend like his job is to do this, but like he's not gonna be so useless. So just ignore that. I'm just gonna carry him. Just pretend he doesn't exist. Pretend he's just like a minion. He's just there for you to kind of stand there.
So you guys both play this game?
He's played before, yeah.
He plays games,
I get it. I get what he's saying.
Alright, no idea.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it's kind of like in soccer, like it's like if your defense sucks, let's say you're one of your guys, so you just pretend like okay, he's useless. I'll take that role. I'll do both. I'll do mine and his because like that's the only way. That's how we're gonna win. That's the only way we're gonna win.
You gotta be your solution. Be your own solution.
Right. And I think that's part of like it's kind of you're talking about when you were sparring Vinny a long time ago, or whatever. How Vinny's like, yo, it's like you're smaller and stuff, and my reach is longer, but it feels like. It's a disadvantage. It feels like my reach is a disadvantage because it takes longer for my arm to come back, and it feels like your short smallness is an advantage for you. Whereas like normally people would feel like the length is on his side or whatever, right? And I think that's such an important mentality to have. Like that's a big thing I always think about is like your mindset and the way you think when you're in the fight.
Yeah.
Right.
If you think you lost, you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like mentally, once you're mentally defeated, you're defeated.
Yeah, it's over, right?
It's over. Yeah.
Is that something you think about like when you're
when I'm fighting?
Yeah, like that type. What I mean?
That's why like the that's when like that your actual things like that, especially when people are watching and it's I guess it's for something, but then for most guys I think it's always for something. Not most guys, sorry, for the guys who care, who really are in it, it's always about something. Yeah. So that's when that actually you see that like personality come out, like that bit of cockiness or that bit of whatever, because it's like mind games and it's like something hits you, like no, like you ever shake your head at the guy like.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? It's like that may have touched me, but I'm good. You know what I mean? Like you didn't get shit. Like that's where it comes from. It's because you want him to actually know. You're like your mind is there. Like you're fucking.
That's a big thing. When I see Dan, right?
Yeah.
Dan's like,
yeah.
What?
He does that in fights?
He does it a lot. He does it a lot.
That's part of his thing. Like
even
something, whatever happens, in sparring him, that's part of his game.
And that's what I mean. Sometimes you have to do it to psych yourself.
And he just walks forward.
Because sometimes you spar and you're like a little bit, you're like sleepy. You're just kind of like, I don't know if I want to punch someone today or whatever. But you're fine. Like if you fucking if you just like hit them and like move off with some style, like you actually kind of like you start to like wake up.
You start to
like,
feel
okay,
better. Yeah.
Right, and you start to like you start
to
kind of, you feel yourself. You're like I'm here. Might as well like practice some shit. You know what I mean? And then you see him try to reach, and you're like nah, man, fucking, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm fucking. But this is like I don't know. That's what I'm saying with those matchups. Like for example, like in that matchup specifically, let's say the 135-pound guy versus the 220-pound guy. Let's say that actual matchup, I would be like, okay, your best bet, and like I'm just gonna assume you're well-rounded very well-rounded as a fighter, martial artist, because you should be if you're a martial artist.
Exactly.
You should be.
Or if you're ever actually fighting someone.
If you're 130 and you still 220-pound guy, I'm your friend. Like I got a lot of respect for you, but. You should. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna be friends after. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unless you're messed up. You know what I mean? But anyways, like that's an easy one. Is to get to his back. Like take his back and choke him out. You know what I mean? Don't wrestle him. Just take his back. You know what I mean? Because it's like I can't imagine, but it's like you can imagine like I don't know, fucking like an octopus or something. Like this is small and shit, but like if something like a rat, like a snake, like an actual like python, small, you could probably grip it. It weighs fucking a fraction of your body, but in that scenario, you can't. You know what I mean? And that's
with all its weight,
and all the strength focused on that. It's like you can't even, right? Like I actually believe there's a possible way to win in every scenario.
But how do you get the guy's back if he's so strong, like we were saying before?
Well, if he's bigger, too, he's slower. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, find a way.
I was thinking about that. I mean, like
go for a
little spider.
Slower,
yeah, like fucking. You have to maybe like shell up and fucking do one of the things. You know what I mean? Get inside the pocket, quick combo, slips the. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Like try to be faster to get there.
Or fucking or even like I don't know, even like that's why like for example like ankle locks exist. Like why do you think it's a fucking amazing thing to know how to break someone's ankle? Do you know what I mean? Because like if you're in that scenario where you're fighting someone massive or something like that, I mean, or like you attach yourself to somebody's arm and fucking snap their arm off, is because if you're fighting someone that's so fucking strong, you can't go body for body. You gotta go body for limb.
Just go for one part of him.
Right? Yeah, you gotta isolate the okay, I gotta literally break this guy down because he's fucking way bigger as a one piece. Like that's why I have a lot of respect for like.
I don't know why I'm thinking about in Dragon Ball the little Saiba things. The little
Cybermen.
The Cybermen.
Yeah.
They like
but
attach
they
on.
exploded. Those guys killed so many people.
They killed Krillin.
Was that the first time?
No, they killed Yamcha, man.
They killed Yamcha.
They killed Yamcha.
Dead.
And then didn't what's Tien's little buddy?
Chaozu. No, he tried their move. He tried that kamikaze on Nappa.
Oh,
and Nappa survived.
Oh, that's right.
That's what happened.
Chaozu over his face.
I love how in Dragon Ball Super in the movie, and they're just like, "You'll come too," and they're like, "No, man, this is too much for you guys. Just stay back." So good.
Or no, when Piccolo even had to say, like Piccolo's like he's like a straight up, like he's an actual OG, but he's like he like said, he's like, yeah, like I would come through to help, but I don't know if I just get in the way.
Exactly.
Right? He's like, fuck, like what did I do? Fucking
Yeah.
brawly and shit.
It's been so many times where there's been a guy and then they come and they all get shit kicked.
But it's not that-
While
yeah.
he's charging the spear bomb.
For 15 episodes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, man,
Good times.
those guys, man, is Goku's buddies, right? They really supported him through some tough
They
times,
did.
right? They really supported him.
We got you, Goku. You can
Right.
do it. Save the world, please.
It's gotta be you, right? It's gotta be you.
Please.
But that's what I mean, because Goku getting fucked up by Brawl, he's like, yo, if you're getting fucked up, what am I gonna?
Well, yeah, what are we
am I
gonna
gonna
do?
do, man? What
Yeah.
the fuck? Like,
It's just funny in the new season, every new guy is so powerful that they're just like, we're not even gonna try, guys. We'll watch from the cruise ship.
yeah, right? Just like in the back.
They didn't even make the tournament.
No, but some
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
some guys step the shit up. Like obviously Vegeta's up there.
Yeah,
Vegeta's fucking pimping
Can't
it.
fuck around. Doesn't Gohan fucking step his shit up in like
He does in the
67
end. In the
something?
end, he like.
Comes in. I haven't seen the last like 4 seasons though.
You know what though? It's funny because they just all of a sudden they're like, oh, they want to throw everyone up there. Yeah, Goku's so jacked as a god and everything. Then somehow they're just like, okay, well now Gohan and these guys can kind of compete with him
Yeah.
as a god, and it's like, how does that
Like,
make
how's
sense?
that- how's that happen?
Like before he was like.
Doesn't
Like,
he
talking about
fight
the
through, like,
tournament?
Yeah, but by the time tournament rolls around, like Gohan guys and everyone got so jacked.
Did they train at all?
They did. They
Before?
trained. Like him and Gohan fought. There was an episode where they.
I kind of
fought,
remember that.
And like Goku went Super Saiyan.
Didn't he like
blue.
catch him?
Yeah, because they went
that part.
fucking like
Yeah.
full power. But then like
Well,
Goku-
you know, that's if they trained before, then they got their power levels up before the
Try a little too
tournament.
high,
Yo,
let's
you don't know
see.
how similar Dragon Ball is to actual training and fighting, or even like fucking Naruto and shit, with everyone
Yeah.
with their different techniques and their
Yeah.
different styles. Because you
Okay.
know everyone in the gym for like their style thing.
Like,
It's
everybody's different, right?
Everyone has their
Yeah,
things.
they're
Like,
all-
you see him do that, throw that technique, and like I swear, like you know it like exactly like step for step how that move looks
Like,
when he does
you know
it.
that one older guy that does a spinning back kick over and over again?
And then spinning back fist as
Yo,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, should we just
Every
put it
time.
on the fucking thing
Should we put it
on the
blast?
tape for people who do spinning back fists and shit? Like I get spinning back fists, like, they work and they're cool and shit, but like when you just throw them because you're off balance and like you just fucking I don't know.
It's
I know there's a
silly.
thing you and Joey have.
Silly,
to
right?
think about.
Silly ass attack. No, spinning back fist is cool. Like I would totally use one, but like I
Well,
think
you have to set it up.
yeah,
Just
you have to
throw
set it up. You can't just like or like a spinning back kick that's just whack.
But I mean, I know the
Hey, man,
argument
don't-
against that. What?
I like spinning back kicks.
Spinning back kicks is sick. I love
yeah.
spinning
I
back
can do
kicks.
that too.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
if they're whack, don't throw them.
Oh, if they're whack.
If they're
Oh,
whack,
okay,
you know,
okay,
if
okay.
you got a good
Yeah.
one.
No, but the argument against that is like, oh, in theory, if you're a true whatever martial art, you should be able to deal with.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Everything. No, and that's
Yeah,
why I have
yeah.
never ever have a problem with anyone throwing something weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Cause it's
But
like,
you enjoy it, like if you throw that shit at me, I'm gonna come at
I'm
you.
If you throw a spinning back at me, I'm gonna kick you in the fucking head. Like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Which you
Like,
should
you're gonna
also,
get hurt.
if you throw a spinning, that's the rule. If you can throw a spinning back fist at someone, then you should be able to deal with kicks to the head.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
his
yeah,
rule.
yeah,
That's
for
a
sure,
king's rule.
for sure.
If
Right,
I play
right.
throw spinning back fist me, I'm gonna throw a fuck kick in your face.
No, yeah, but how it's like I was saying today. It's like, oh hey, like when people like practice things that are like that. What's like one they can't control, or like
Oh.
ones that
True,
just
yeah.
have like full weight behind them, like yeah, like let's say a spinning more of like a wheel kick, like with your like straight and you're like whipping it.
Yeah.
But like if you have no control of it and you're just fully exploding it, you can't pull it last second. You know what I mean? You can't stop. It's like, oh, it's gonna hit. I'm gonna stop. You just have to throw it.
Yeah.
Full, right?
And then that's
Hopefully
something that
well.
I always like admired with yours is like somehow like you know how to like pull
Not.
like yeah like you know how to like put the power, make you feel it, but it doesn't hurt like your leg
Yeah.
kicks, right? Like you can like dig and I'm like, yo, that would have killed me, but then you just kind of push off and then my balance is off, but then it doesn't hurt. Like
yeah.
somehow like you made me know that I got like
Oh, it could've been bad.
Yeah, that
Could've
could have
been
been
bad.
real bad, but then he just kind of kicks off and I'm like, oh, that didn't hurt.
I
Oh,
think
thanks.
he's a nice
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, but like that's such a
Makes
that's
me
such
feel,
a
feel better about my sparring etiquette.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a nice guy.
yeah, that's this sparring etiquette, right?
But
That's a big
sometimes
thing.
though, if you're like going hard with them, he'll be like, I'm just gonna punch you in the body real hard right now.
Yeah.
Just go BAM!
Yeah.
But I think, but for some reason, I subscribe to that too. Whereas
Yeah, me
like
too.
like body shots are kind of okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even me, like it's hard for me to like do. Like I hit hard, but like it's hard for me to like
Yeah,
take
it's-
some. Right?
Mangle someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, just mangle them,
just
rattle
give
them.
it. I feel bad though. I'm like, I don't want to just give you everything I got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, for
it's
sure. I
weird.
have that on leg kicks, which I shouldn't because I told you they need to be trained kind of.
Yeah.
Also, even for your own cardio to throw with that explosiveness.
Yeah.
But I know one thing I hold back on for sure, just leg kicks. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just a dense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
you know,
devastating,
like the
yeah.
guy's
It
gonna
hurts.
feel it for like the rest of the day.
Sometimes
for
more
sure.
than one day.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's an understatement. Like if I kick the guy maybe 3 times in a round, I'm pretty sure for the next fucking day or 2, he'd be like, fuck, like
Yeah.
I'm actually
Like,
still
oh,
feeling this. Yeah, like when he
kick
walks.
his
You know?
leg.
Yeah.
I feel like I need
This
to
is
pull
like
back on
one
my
spot.
right kicks.
What's that?
I need to pull back on my right kicks. Right?
You fucking
Like,
guy.
why? Because you fucking
It-
fuck
I-
people up.
yeah, like I don't.
But it's because you have that thing. It's like you throw them now because you're finding your actual, like, I need to actually throw these to like land.
Yeah.
But when they do land, you don't have like the super control, so it's just like it's fucking hard.
It's just
like
a slap. It's a quick like boom.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't know anybody else that has that etiquette
he does
where you
it?
can
Yeah.
you can like pull it right at the last second. Like I'm sure lots of people do that. I don't know. It's just you're the only one in the gym. Actually, no. Tristan's good at that. Tristan's really good at like pressuring and like hitting me a lot, but then
Not
it doesn't
hurting you.
hurt. Like I'm like, oh, I'm getting fucked up, but like it doesn't hurt. Like I'm not like if this is a real fight, I'd probably be knocked out by now.
Are you just calling him
Yeah.
a pussy?
Right.
What?
He's hitting me, but I'm not hurt. I'm not getting hurt.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know if there's a real fight, I'd be way more mangled. But he's
Yeah,
being,
yeah.
he's
Yeah,
being
no.
nice.
He
But he's
press-
still
he presses-
pressuring
he
though.
presses
Like,
a lot.
but he's doing the pressure that he would normally.
Yeah.
Right. Excuse me, Roger.
Sorry, guys.
There's recording going
No,
on.
no.
What about podcast etiquette?
But yeah, the styles, man. Like it is, and even like fighting games, like Dark Souls,
Yeah.
right? How it has
That fucking game.
It's his best game, man. It's my
It's a
favorite.
great
It's
game.
my
It's a
It's a
favorite.
great
It's a
game.
great game.
I tried that game once and I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
But it's the
Yeah.
closest to like a real fighting situation because it has the energy bar. You only have so much energy. It's true. Because
Yeah, but like, I don't want to
Yeah,
play a
it's
game for
true, man.
6 years before I get good at it.
Yeah.
it's kind of like it. No, you don't have to play 6 years.
I know it's
you just have to learn the bosses.
exaggerating, but
But
like, still.
but like if you throw like a really long combo or throw really hard, that's gonna take more energy bar. Right, so that matches up. It's like you're calculating. It's as much slower, obviously, because you're like trying to. The game's slower than a real fight.
So even if you throw
But-
attacks, it lowers your energy in that
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
yeah, well, there's health and then there's energy.
Well, like, and your
Oh,
energy
okay,
recovers.
okay,
It's like
okay.
a cardio bar.
it's a stamina.
Straight
It's a stamina bar.
Stamina bar.
Stamina bar.
Cardio bar.
Yeah.
Don't throw too many strikes, otherwise you're not gonna be able to throw anymore.
It's
Yeah.
true, because like it's like imagine throwing like 20 punches as hard as you can,
Then what do you got?
and then
after
what do you
that?
have after that? Like how much do you really
Yeah.
have?
Yeah.
But like actually, yeah, we should even just train that way. Because like I actually think
Yeah.
like okay, if 20 is hard and as fast as you can, most people are gonna be huffing
Right after that.
An average human would be gassed. Would
Yeah.
be gassed.
20 punches?
after
A lot of
20
punches. Yeah.
Even
It is,
10,
but
like,
like-
10 punches is a lot.
Yeah, 10's a lot, but I mean brace into the ground and like, but I mean like I'm imagining hooks. I should have said that.
Like 20 hooks?
20 hooks, as heavy as you can, as heavy as your body can generate. Like that's
20 is a lot of hooks.
like that should be
That's a lot
that
of
should be
hooks.
That's a lot of hooks, yeah.
that should be just a thing to and like so you hit hard. If I'm saying okay like 20 hooks, if I say 20 hooks to somebody, it's not for any reason like you gotta mash those fucking hooks. You know, you gotta like step like earth style, use the ground,
Yeah.
and like really find a way to generate that power.
Dig
you know
into
what I
the
mean?
ground and-
dig into
and
the ground, just hit as hard
your
and as
hips
quick as
and
you can.
everything.
You know what I mean? And that's like a 20-second sprint, right?
Mm.
It's like a sprint and then a 10-second break, and that's like just like blow up your heart rate.
And then we'll do like a light 10 seconds after that?
I can even do like maybe like 10 seconds stepping, like moving,
Just,
just,
like, moving.
moving.
You're gonna be
stepping.
dead after that.
Yeah,
After
but that's
20
just
so
that
dead.
10 seconds of just moving,
Yeah.
you're gonna be slow, but you're gonna try to recover. Like
Yeah.
that would be a great
As
fucking
much
drill
green
just
bar
for,
as you
for,
can.
for
Yeah.
fucking fighting cardio, MMA cardio. Like 20 seconds on of hard fucking
Yeah,
combo.
Tabata.
Yeah, Tabata, and then 10 seconds of fucking.
Would that be a warm up? Would that be like end of class?
Fuck man, you could
feel like
do
that's
that.
pretty
You could do
hardcore.
that as the workout if you did
Yeah.
5 of that.
Yeah.
And you did kicks too. If the guys go like fuck, like 20 seconds of repeated kicks.
Yeah.
Like Thai style, boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 and then.
I think
Switch.
even the other way too, like 20 seconds chilling and then 10 seconds on too. That's a good one too.
It is.
Yeah.
But 20.
20,
but
but
20 attack though.
20 though.
Yeah,
That's
20
true.
attack,
Yeah.
10 rest.
No, I know what you mean.
That's where that's where I edge guys out. Is that I think I'm a 20-second attack guy when really good guys are 10-second attack guys.
Yeah.
Like even really
I feel
explosive
you.
guys. Like
Yeah, for sure,
I don't drop these names, but they can like ask anyone in the gym when I go with them or anyone that I've been with is like it's like that's where it edged. I was like for the first like minutes, like you said, we're like even maybe we work single strikes, but I find like if I step in and kind of like combo.
Yeah.
But then when they think the break's about to happen, I kind of just keep stepping and engaging and shelling and countering.
Yeah, like you'll outpace
pressure,
them.
pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden their breath is gone, and then
Yeah.
now it's just like okay, now I'm gonna outpace.
Because they're used to like break.
But that's what I mean. They're used to the
break.
10 seconds.
But you're like yeah.
But the 10
But
seconds.
you're like
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Right,
just
it's
like
20.
you
So
don't
every
know
time
what
we
to do
go,
after.
I like edge a bit.
Yeah,
Then
keep going,
edge
going.
a bit,
And
right?
he hasn't gotten this yet.
Yeah,
right.
he
He
hasn't-
feels like, and you might have had a little bit, but not enough for him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I mean.
And people say that all the time. This guy comes in fast and you think he's done, and then all of a sudden he's got 5 more strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want it to be like. That's what I want it to be
The
like.
analogy I was saying, remember before, is you're running so many programs too. That's the other thing that you have.
He's
It's
running
like-
so many programs.
It's like like new guys have like maybe once you're kind of like a genin, once you're level 1, you kind of have like, well, no, they're usually running like 1 or 2.
Okay, so I was gonna say like maybe max again, maybe a new guy if he's getting good. Like,
Like
a new guy runs 3.
They try other
three programs.
Well, like they try
Program.
other things. Yeah. It's just that they're really good at 1 only usually. Like they're trying other stuff, but they're really good at like a 1-2.
Yeah.
Right? Or they're really good at just like their 1 leg kick or something. Like they have 1 or 2 tools that are like really strong. Yeah. And then that's what I was thinking. Like now I'm at that point where I'm trying to pick up different moves. Like I'm noticing I'm trying to pick up like
do different things that you weren't used to.
Yeah, like different styles. Like Joey has that karate style where he's like bobbing in and out, right? And then you can you can like fake jab, right? Or like fake jab 1-2 or whatever, and then pop back out, and you're doing that. And then also the like slip 2, that whole like here and like you see any movement from him and you just like fade 2. Right, and then what was the one I was? Oh, no, I was watching that that classic Joe Rogan teaching GSP how to do a spinning back kick video. Yeah. So I was like practicing a little bit of that and stuff like that. And then
what was pick your knee up higher before you throw.
Yeah, he was like knee above the foot, the waist or something, and then whatever. And I was just practicing that. And then what's this other one I was doing? It's like cross, switch, cross. That way I can like bob and hit at the same time and move forward too. Because I was trying to like. I was just shadowboxing, and I was like, okay, try to just hit moving forward. But then you realize it becomes kind of like a stale, like, because we practice, there's different ways we practice. There's like the like stepping punching, and then there's the karate like entering, like hop, hop, hop. But like to make it creative and come forward shadowbox is pretty hard. To mix it up and like spin and do all this stuff and then punch and
you realize you have to do steps and hop. Like remember the hopping?
Oh yeah, no, I do both, but it still feels like I want to be more creative. You want to be like all over the place, right? And same thing going backwards too, right? Going backwards is even harder, like trying to hit and move and not just be like step, like boring.
Yeah. Well, going backwards, I would be like it's like the arcing thing. Like you for sure wouldn't be straight, but like I would be arcing, and I think it's actually.
I end up arcing. Yeah.
Like let's say.
Because I end up like this kind of, and then like
Yeah, like I'm right-handed, right? So like let's say I'm squaring off this way, 2 guys. Like I wouldn't move straight back.
No,
I would go back into an arc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. If he's right-handed. Right, I would arc out this way, and then like I said, it's like when they come to cut you off, that's when you work the pivot.
Yeah.
And then you get the peel there.
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's actually funny. It works with pieces.
I can't remember who I was trying to. It reminds me, I was trying to cut someone off in the ring a while ago. I remember he faked me out a little. You know when they do that, where they're like, right? Because that was a guy. I can't remember who was doing that too.
Yeah,
but that's I noticed.
That's a program too. Is like the angle. Like if you're actually trying to find an angle or get the guy to plant to get an angle. That's that's already a pretty deep program. Like you could focus on just that alone, but I feel like you have to be already like a Jonian to do that. Like to actually be paying attention to which way he's stepping and which way your fakes are making him step, or what you know what I mean? Like to know.
Because like I was saying, I'm getting better at the clinch thing, which is similar, right? Where he's like forward, so I'm back, and then into a clinch. Yeah, right. Like bait.
I've been trying
to do that. Or it's like you feel the pressure. You're like, he's not gonna back up, and then you move into him because he's.
Yeah, I'm getting better at that. I don't know if I'm happy about that. I just don't want to. But the only thing is, that's the safest only with boxing. Right, because I don't want to come in like this and then his kick comes
or knee or some shit
or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
Trust me. Yeah, knees and kicks and shit.
But you can still do it in kickboxing, dude.
Yeah, you can do it for sure.
You can even do it with your knee up. Just come in like that's how I tie guys. Like you see them bounce into the clinch with their knee up and shit like that. You always see those guys do that shit.
They got good balance.
Huh? They do.
Good balance.
Petrozan does a lot of pushing, like Giorgio Petrozan, the surgeon. And then he just stuffs you. He just like pushes you. Whatever. Petrosian, that's
When they're coming in, he just pushes them away.
He pushes a lot. Or he'll walk into.
Yeah, but I feel like you feel that a lot when sometimes we get a lot and then like nothing happens, but I just frame off. Like
you frame,
or like because nothing happened.
Yeah.
But like I'm just gonna neutralize this whole thing because
I get caught by like getting framed and pushed off a lot because I feel like I come in like this a lot. Yeah. Right, but I wish I should practice that myself, like being that guy, being able to frame.
Off people, step aside.
Yeah, I feel like a lot. Right. I frame a lot. On guys who are like really keeping their right hand tight because they're worried about the left hook, and just like and just fucking push them to the side.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot.
They just step around it because
if that would work, you can hold it there and throw it.
Yeah, but you find that they're actually very like it's really strong because they're so worried about the left hook, like a tight left hook with like a good boxer. You know what I mean? They fucking really post up, and then you feel it through their leg. Like so, then you can even like push on it, and you can like really push them through, or just use them to guide yourself through. They become pretty based.
Because not just using their hand, they're using their leg too.
Yeah, it's like their body. They're like shit. They're coming in as like a, you know what I mean, as a block.
I do that sometimes. Yeah. But then it's funny because I try to switch stances and stuff too, right? Because sometimes I'll be this guy, and then I try to do the Joey thing. Where I don't know that's a new one that I feel like I'm gonna use a lot, like the karate thing.
Oh,
the bouncing, the bouncing in and out. Because people, that rhythm is hard to gauge, like what I'm gonna do. Because I was like,
timing.
Yeah, because they'll try to enter, like aggressive guys will try to like enter, but then they might catch me on the out step, and then I have room to strike or whatever because they try to time me when I'm in, but they mistimed it. Right, but it also like creates a lot of space for you. We were talking about this. It creates space for you because they have to monitor a bigger area because you're bouncing like this, right? Whereas if you're standing there, they only have to monitor this small area because you're just standing there, right? Yeah. But if you're bouncing in and out, they have to deal with.
It's like a little circle between you that keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, right? Because you're giving yourself room, right? And even on the the retreat or whatever, if you're still bouncing, it's hard for them to be like, oh, should I just go in or not? Like I don't know if because he could be like, just like that, right? Like bouncing in and out, but backwards. But you can do forward too, right? Like in and out, in and out, in and out, boom, in and out, right? I don't know. That's a style that I'm trying to like work on. I feel like, but that reminds me of like Radley, right? And because of that, you're like a sniper, because you have to strike from such a far distance sometimes, right? And that's what I was saying. Why Radley would be, or he is really good at karate if he were to ever compete in karate. I think because it's the entry. No, but he's good at karate though, because that's how he fights, right? It's like that entry is so important because you're at a distance, but like you need to like, I don't know, fake, I guess, or something, or like do something first, because you can't just come in straight, but unless you go really fast. But basically you're just trying to strike from like a long distance, right? So you have to be smart about how you enter, right? And you have to be very accurate too, right? As opposed to like there's that guy
you like just Mexican style. You just forward, you kind of take some shots, but you shell up, so you fucking use shots or roll the shots, and then just come back and just post up, and then take some shots and like sit in the pocket. You're not afraid to block, like flat block a little.
Yeah, you're just kind of like what's his name? The guy in a Glory. What's his name? Roosmalen. Do you watch Roosmalen?
No, I haven't seen him.
Or Nikki Holtzkin? No, you don't know these guys?
Lost.
Okay, so it's like Dutch style kind of. They just tank. You just tank and walk forward.
And then
right, and then
strike
just
back.
When he strikes, that's your opportunity to hit back.
That's what that Gabriel Varga guy was saying too. He's like, just stand there, block, and then strike back.
Yeah, it's very like Thai style too sometimes.
It is. It's like
right.
That's why I just don't like it because of MMA.
Sometimes it like sets you up for other things. Like I find if I stand there and just block, then like I forget that my body's open, or like the guy will get around or something and make an angle.
But you can see in MMA, like nobody really does that much.
No, you can't. But it's like there's a truth to that, obviously, of course, like what that is. But it's like I said, that it's not the truth of MMA. But that type of thing where it's like, okay, like I'm super grounded, and like right, it's like you post with it and you counter with. Or you roll and you counter with, you know what I mean? It's
you can do like one maybe in MMA, like one quick one, but you can't take more than, you can't take a combo really.
No. And like I said, the gloves too, like the gloves. MMA gloves are small, like you know, like this with kickboxing gloves.
It does so much.
Right, this is a shield. This is a shield. But like this with MMA gloves is like
you can knock yourself out.
Right, dude. Like this. Think about this with the MMA gloves is nothing. Like this is all still open.
Yeah.
Right, like you have to be like fucking.
Or even if you block like this, like the guy kicks you in the head.
Yeah, you're still gonna get rocked by that.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know. It's tripping. It really is trippy. But that's why that style you don't see that. I mean, plus like with that leg up blocking, like just tank. Like you're just so open for fucking to be taken down.
Exactly. Lots of other things.
Lots of things. Like,
so it works in kickboxing.
For sure,
cool.
Yeah, you just walk forward.
Or even in boxing, right? You just you can walk forward, and as long as your legs are planted, your center of gravity is great. Like it's like if I told you just block right now, like protect yourself as hard as or even if I did, say I put on boxing glove, we both did 16 ounces, and I'm like, okay, I want you to like drop me, like just drop me, smash me till I get dropped. Yeah, or even if I and he said even to the head or the body, right? But my whole focus was on defense, and I'm just like
just blocking.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I swear,
it'd be pretty hard.
Yeah, it'd be really hard for you to. Or it should be. It should be really hard because like that's how tight your defense should be. If you're just focused on shelling and protecting yourself, it should be fucking easy to just kind of sit and like as the guy punches, you should just kind of be able to like lean into his shots and neutralize a little bit. Like, I feel like that's really the drills we should do. But the thing is like the guys actually gotta kind of try to hit you a little bit.
Yeah,
it's gotta really make you feel it.
I'm okay with that.
That's why Henry's so fucking comfy on the fucking wall or on the ropes. because like he's good at his defense. He's like really technical about his defense now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's pretty fucking good. But also when I hit him, I mash him. Like I throw pretty hard.
Yeah.
So like now he understands like for that big ass shot, you don't need to overreact though. Like you can address that big ass body shot with just a little bit of a lean and an elbow tuck, right? Like. And then so then now when a normal person, like some average ass boxer guy just 1, 2, 3 or like 3, 4, you know, it's just kind of like check like whatever, I don't care, right? Like,
yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel too with a lot of guys as well. Sometimes like obviously sparring they're not gonna mash, but like they have a bare structure behind their punches. So if you just kind of like lean into their shots a bit, there's like nothing on it, and you like sometimes like I had this conversation with Valley and like. This is like it's a bad like with some guys at certain gyms. Like I feel like I can just walk into them, like and the good guys too. Like they guys have been training for a while, but like I feel like I just walk at you, and nothing would happen. Nothing would happen to me. Like I would just block and like kind of punch you tight and push you back. You can kick me, but then.
But does that mean that you might be at a different level?
No, for sure, probably. It's like but that's what I mean. Like average guys in the gym, like not like all the craziest strikers, but like just that level of tightness. You know what I mean? The same thing with him too. Is like you feel like you can come through and like you should be that comfortable seeing punches. That's also something. You know what I mean?
You should
like,
be, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like even just to relax and walk through them and just kind of like it's fine. You know what I mean? And when you get inside, like just to touch, block, and like it's just like just go walk into the fight, no problem. Just start fighting right now. Just like cool. just cover up and walk in. That's like the Mexican kind of style thing, right? It's like that. It's not like it's completely stupid. There's a lot of sickness to that too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
To be able to just kind of walk into someone and like
just take everything
and just take what he has.
Just give something back.
Yeah, give something back. Gear up back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan. I like it. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you notice that's something too with like how you're working that distance game.
Yeah.
That
I work that too sometimes. Like with like when I was sparring Patrick too.
Yeah.
It's like when you're here, you're like that hairpin trigger kind of thing where you're just kind of like check boom.
Yeah.
Right, because generally when you're starting, when you're sparring, a lot of guys they're only thinking one. They're only thinking a one punch, right? So if you're already there, like, check boom. Right, but then the problem is once he's like, oh, then check boom boom. Then like Henry loves that, right? Right.
He's like, like you've seen like he throws a jab. Then when he throws a jab, you try to hit him with a slip too, but then he slips for his hook, right? Like, and then after that, like he's thinking steps now. That's why it's cool. It's like I can see he knows the counter.
Yeah.
And he's trying to come with the counter to the counter.
I think Patrick was doing that yesterday too. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I was responding with something, and he tried to slip, right? Bait it and then slip.
But every guy knows this too. Like I mean, every
it's very basic.
Yeah, it's the basic concept. Like who's more steps ahead?
Yeah.
Who can see like fucking 10 steps ahead?
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I feel like it's like when you do combos, you break it down to very simplistic, like the quickest possible. That's why in jiu-jitsu they like before when I was really young, I'm like why do they always talk about percentage, like high percentage fucking chance of finishing or a high percentage position to hold or get success? And it's like it's true. Some things are just like what's the likelihood? It's like it's important to know like the likelihood of something happening or what. You know what I mean? It's like if I throw a 1-2, what's the possibility the guy's gonna throw a hook back?
Pretty high.
Do you know what I mean? Like pretty high just based on like tutelage. Like you know what I mean? Like a lot of people throw a counter that across with a hook because it makes sense.
Exactly.
It's science of boxing. It makes sense. But also just like what you're fucking open to and like like I said, it's the science of it. It's the easiest thing for them to come back with to hit you probably right in space. It's like and like knowing those things and then like knowing the counters and then just being ready to flow those things out. It's like, can you see the string? You know what I mean? It's like 1, 2,
if I do this,
step under his hook, and then this, and then I slip out if he throws that, And then sometimes if you just scream the right combination, as I said, if you just do the right thing, like a 4 or 5 sequence thing that's technically correct on paper, but you do it very decisively and quick, it's like either the guy doesn't respond to it, or even if he does, like you should be fine.
Should be out of the way.
Yeah.
There's that drill that I see that Frank boxing coach guy on Instagram do, which is like, this guy throws and then the other guy's doing the appropriate blocks and then he comes back and then it's a back and it's almost like dancing, like a scripted thing where it's like I throw, then you throw, then I throw, but you're both blocking the punches appropriately. So it's like getting used to like I'm throwing and then I'm blocking and then I'm throwing again and I'm blocking again. Yeah. Right.
Like a counter off of a combo and then a counter off back. It's like a loopless combo.
Yeah, it's like
loopless, I mean a looped combo.
Loop combo. It's like a scripted kind of so you get used to like
flow.
Are they doing the same thing or they just
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, like one guy. Yeah, I don't know, but it's a scripted thing. But
so they already know what they're gonna strike.
Yeah,
they're not like, oh, I'll just do whatever I want, just back and forth. It's
no,
like,
it's
let's
scripted.
work on this.
Yeah, it's like the combo. He's gonna throw this combo, then he's gonna come back with this combo, then you're coming back with this combo.
The most basic form of that I could think of right now is like a 2-3-2, but the guy just shoulder roll each other forever. You know what I mean? Like the guy throws like a 2-3-2, so like I roll, block, roll, and then I come back, and then he rolls, blocks, rolls, then I roll, then I block, and I roll. You know what I mean? Just like it just goes back and forth endlessly.
Endlessly, yeah.
So endless loop. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Infinite loop.
Infinite loop.
Put it on infinite loop. You know when you get that song you like and you put on infinite loop.
And then you hate it a month later.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
Okay, so I gotta go pick up my girl for work.
What?
So we're coming up on time, unless you guys want to continue and finish without me. But
I don't really want to deal with all your stuff here.
yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, we need you for the cleanup, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Well, that's been episode
Good
5.
time.
Episode 5.
Roger.
What was it even about? What was it supposed to be about?
Styles? I think
Styles? Oh, we covered Styles.
We covered Styles.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Styles.
good. That's good.
X-Men, you know? X-Men got different style.
Yeah.
X-Men got different style.
Go back to
Dragon
X-Men
Ball,
again.
Naruto.
Dragon Ball.
All right,
You said
guys.
something about Junmai. I don't know what that was.
Thanks for listening.
Peace.